Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LeTip Live. LeTip is an organization of like-minded individuals brought together to help each other's businesses grow and to network. And today we have a very special guest. We're going to learn a lot about him, and you guys can ask questions, put them in the comments section. We can answer them live. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Robbins, how are you?
How's everything, man?
Good. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
Awesome. So welcome to LeTip Live, your first time, right?
First time.
Nice. So we do want to remind everyone that you could put a question, comment, or concern in the comments section, and we can answer it live with you today. So Tom, let's dive right in. Learn about you. What do you do?
So I'm the owner-operator of Ross Electric. We're a full-service electrical contractor. Many people are accustomed or aware of what we do, but we're sort of a little different than most electrical contractors. We coin ourselves as like a 21st century electrical contractor.
Awesome.
And what do I mean by that? Well, we do more than just connect colored wires together. With the advent of the internet and the Internet of Things, so many things are becoming connected to the internet. And that's requiring various different types of wiring and connectivity that's required. And unfortunately, there's not enough, people in the field that take care of this. So they're looking to electrical contractors to do this type of work. And historically, electrical contractors of the past wouldn't get involved with that type of work, like low voltage Ethernet cabling, IP, internet, power over Ethernet, that type of stuff. So we're fully engaged in that type of work, in addition to the traditional electrical work that most people are accustomed to.
Nice. Well, we definitely need you to be fully engaged here because we got wires everywhere.
Absolutely.
We need to make sure we have top of the line internet access so we can live stream like this. So we definitely need to have you come check our whole operation out. It definitely needs some work.
For sure.
What made you get into this industry?
Wow, that's a loaded question. I didn't take a traditional path to the field. I would like to say that I chose the field as opposed to the field choosing me. I was growing up, graduated high school, opened my own business right out of high school. So I was very entrepreneurial from the very get-go. Ran a business at the window filming company for about 7 years. And brought it to a level where, I felt there was a glass ceiling there. I wanted more. And at the time, I wanted to go back to college. I had started briefly and then stopped. So I wound up transitioning, sold the company when I was like 26, and actually wound up going back to school at night. And that's when I transitioned into the electrical field as a job to put myself through college. Went to Montclair State, graduated with a degree in economics. I really enjoyed the study. I was really interested in the field. As a matter of fact, I even applied for a PhD. I was thinking about doing that route, but cooler heads prevailed. I just knew I was not a teacher, an academic type, so there wasn't really a whole lot of pathway that way, even though I was really interested in the field. So I wound up transitioning into commercial banking. Did that for about 6 years, worked for Chase Bank, Wachovia. And then when Wachovia was bought out, that was sort of the end of the road for me. I just felt that there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity for me in that world. I learned a tremendous amount, but I also learned, more about myself than anything else. And so at the time, I was doing commercial lending and all that stuff. So I was considering, a career in maybe opening like in a brokerage firm or commercial brokerage firm. But at the time, like I said, I put myself through college, understood the electrical field very well. I seen a tremendous opportunity with all of the things I had mentioned to you about, with technology and that being adopted into the marketplace. And so I set out upon the path of opening Ross Electric, with the idea of being a 21st century electrical contractor, someone who vertically integrates a lot of these different, what would historically were different segments of our business, where it's a cohesive sort of turnkey operation for, commercial, institutional and industrial type facilities. Not only can we do the electrical wiring, but we can also do the datacom that supports that facility. We can also do the fire alarm, the access control, the CCTV, as well as the temperature control. We talk about smart buildings. Those are all connected to a computer that's controlling the HVAC and ventilation equipment. And in order to become like an Energy Star or a smart building, they have to have a sort of like a software that runs them. And that wiring is called automated temperature control, and we get a lot of that as well.
Awesome. Yeah, and an industry that's always evolving, and every industry around it is becoming more and more technical advanced, and which runs on electricity.
Right. Yeah.
So you have to know all of it, and it coincides with a lot of things that are happening right now. So give me do you have any examples or stories of one of your a couple favorite jobs that you've done, or some interesting work?
Well, I mean, like I said, we don't just stay in one lane. We do a lot of different type of work. Most recently, we just completed the Porsche of Englewood renovation.
Nice.
This is a full gut renovation of their dealership. It was an existing dealership that wanted to renovate, bring it up to the latest and greatest. And with the advent of electrical cars, that was a big part of that job. So we installed, I think 7 AC electrical chargers, and then we also installed probably two of the first in this area, 2 rapid chargers. They're DC charging stations for which you can rapidly charge these electric car chargers. So
Wow.
the Porsche Taycan, which is that sports car they have, which is all fully electric, can be charged with a rapid charger up to 85% of its battery within 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
So it's literally just directly pouring right into the batteries as opposed to getting converted through the car. So that was a pretty big extensive project that we completed for them.
Nice.
So yeah, that was a nice one.
Very cool. So like, not only did you do the electrical work for like the dealership showroom, right? But you had to extend these chargers because they're like in like the parking lot, right? They're like away from the building.
Away from the building. Yeah,
So-
the DC charging is an independent charging system that comes right off the grid.
Wow.
It was in a second electrical service because it draws so much power.
So it's like a separate entity. It's like a separate bill.
It's a total different bill.
Yeah.
It's a different meter. It goes right up to the transformers on the pole.
Wow.
And it doesn't never connect to the building because of the high amperage draw and what have you.
Wow. Nice. That's very, very cool. Any other ones you want to talk about? That's pretty cool. That's definitely pretty awesome.
So, yeah, that was one of the the nicer the ones we do. We do a lot of laboratory work. Client of ours, BAE Systems. We do a lot of work for them. Year round. And they're typically just like laboratories that are built out and with a specialty installations that we take care of. We most recently completed a 27-unit condominium in Hawthorne. That was an out-of-the-ground build, new 2,000 amp service, 27 residential units with some common area, and so that's an example. But at the same time, we do work for residential homeowners and installing electric car chargers for their individual cars.
Yeah.
We also do bathroom and kitchen renovations. And so we really do the big and the small. And that served us really well.
Awesome. So I always want to provide value for the consumer.
Right.
So do you have any tips or tricks that you can let our viewers know on? Anything that we can maybe save our electric bill, or I don't know, just some basic tips that the viewers can take advantage of your knowledge.
Right. Well, with regards to saving on the electric bill, I always say we're electricians, not magicians. So that's a whole nother animal, PSEG, what have you. But with regards to electrical systems, obviously it's always good to make sure that you're always updating and testing your electrical equipment. Most people are probably familiar, maybe not, with GFIC protection. This is a type of protection for electrical devices that are within close proximity to water. You'll find them typically on the counters in bathrooms and kitchens or any other place that's susceptible to water. They have buttons on them. You'll see them, and they should be regularly touched and checked. And if they don't reset, that means there's something defective and that it's not working properly. And then that's something a regular homeowner can do on a regular basis and encouraged to do so.
Nice. So explain that one more time to me. So they're checking.
Right. So it's called ground fault interrupting protection. It's a type of device that actually will interrupt the circuit quicker than a circuit breaker will.
Wow.
And they're designed for those areas that are sensitive to water.
Gotcha.
Again, around a kitchen, a bathroom, or a basement.
So as soon as it's turning right, it senses the water, boom.
Exactly. It's quicker than a circuit breaker. So, and they have test buttons on them. And there's a lot of electronics in those devices. Yeah. So, and they go bad. And so they should be checked on a regular basis, at least once a month. And it's as simple as pressing a button and then hitting the reset button.
Interesting.
And you'll see a little LED light will indicator light will light up and then turn back off. If that doesn't happen, then there's something wrong, and then you should call a qualified electrical contractor and check it out.
Awesome. So some people might not even be at that point yet. Like that's awesome. That sounds advanced. And if you're not at that point, is there something you should be changing, looking to do? Like I'm sure a lot of people are using old technology, old wiring. I just went with a client. They gutted out this whole house and they were looking at the wiring. Some person had like duct tape around old wires in the corner. He's like, that's like instant fire. Like this, I'm surprised this house is not even burned down yet. So are there things that people should be looking for or contacting you to have you come check out? Because I'm sure people are using wiring that's been in their house since like the 50s. Like what's the first step? What's the first thing that they should be looking for or doing?
Well, listen, we live in the world of DIY, and a lot of people are trying to do these types of installations by themselves.
Mhm.
We would discourage people from trying to do electrical work. We always say electrical is no hobby. So, I mean, with respect to electrical wiring, outside of connecting extension cords, and those should be limited as well.
Mhm.
You should be calling a qualified electrical contractor in if you're doing said work. Oftentimes it's so funny. I'll see people do major renovations to their homes, $200,000 kitchen renovations,
Mhm.
and they have an electrical panel from 1957 in the basement that's covering all this. So it's the equivalent of renovating a brand new Porsche,
Mhm.
and then from the 1950s, and it's painted and looks gorgeous. You did the interior, and you left this old engine inside of it, and never tuned it. It doesn't make
Or it doesn't have brakes.
it makes no sense, right? So you really should start from the inside out, build the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And if you're of an old electrical box, you should be looking at upgrading that, because the last thing you want to have is in the middle of a storm, in the middle of the night, that power fails, and now you have no power for an extended period of time. And we all know, unfortunately, with some of these storms as of late, what that feels like.
Especially if you're renovating, the walls are already open. Like
Right.
then's the time. That's the time
That's
to
right.
do it, rather than like, oh yeah, we just redid our kitchen. Oh, now we need to do the electricity, like the electric work. Like the walls
Right.
are closed now. It's going to
Right.
double the price of all those projects.
It's a fraction of the cost to make those renovations or modifications then when it's open, as opposed to when the walls are closed.
Absolutely. Great stuff. Great stuff. I do want to remind you guys that we are live. So if you have a question, comment, or concern, please put it in the comments section and we'll answer it live. So great stuff. We're learning a lot. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about LeTip. So like I always ask this to every member when they come and sit in your chair and we interview them. The first question is to them is what LeTip means to you.
So LeTip is a fantastic organization, as you said, made up of like-minded business people. I joined LeTip almost about 10 years ago, right when I began my company. Literally, Larry Pollet,
Nice.
reached out to me, and I had always known about these types of groups. I wasn't exactly sure what went on, but I knew I wanted to get involved. I'm always a personable person, like to talk to different people, and I knew networking would be a great opportunity for me. If you can get in with the right group. And luckily enough, like I said, Larry had reached out to me literally within 6 months of me opening the company. So the timing was great, and I've never looked back. I've developed unbelievable relationships. I've developed a tremendous amount of business that I've sourced throughout the group, not only internally, but through referrals of other people. And it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Just when I thought, I think I understood everything that LeTip could offer, something else happens. And it's again, it really, as Craig says, our president, it's really like a family, an extended family, and that's what it's become for me. And so it's a tremendous group. I would recommend it to anybody who is considering, if you're interested in growing your business, expanding your horizons, developing new relationships. I mean, there's no better place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How long have you been with LeTip?
Like I said, just about 10 years. And
wow,
it coincide with, my company, startup.
Nice. Good stuff. Great stuff. Let's shift gears again and learn about you as a person, an individual. I know you have a lot of hobbies and interests. Let's start. Well, first off, I'm assuming the hack is hack and sack, correct?
Yeah, that's I didn't even know I was wearing that. Yeah, the Hackensack. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Now, is that related to any sport? I know you're big in sports. Is that related to a sports team or
Right.
anything?
No, that's Hackensack Country Club,
Oh,
the
nice,
golf club.
nice.
Yeah.
Are
So
we?
I
Are,
I do like the golf quite a bit.
nice, nice, nice. We have
Get the
some
time.
things cooking up in the golf realm. I don't know if we'll release them here today, but definitely want to keep an eye out. We got
For
something in
sure.
the works with the golf.
Right.
I know you're a baseball guy too, right?
Well, it's funny. Yes and no. So historically, I was not a baseball
Mm-hmm.
person. I wasn't really interested in the sport. Played it a little bit when I was younger, but my son plays it now, and so I sort of backdoored it, and vicariously, I'm learning the game through him.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it to be a tremendously cerebral sport, and it's very interesting once you start to get into it's a slow sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what never really compelled me to it. But having to sit there and watch my son, I had no other choice. It's a it's a thinking man sport. There's so many variables that you're
Yeah.
juggling at one point, and they're changing all the time. So that's the one takeaway I found watching my son play baseball. So I've grown an affinity for it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
But if I had to say I'm a football guy,
All right, all right. Well, who's your team?
the New York Giants.
Nice, nice. Good stuff, good stuff. Any other sports? Any other things that you?
I said I played football growing up in high school. I didn't go beyond that, and enjoyed watching that game. It's a fantastic game. Although I think as of late, it's getting a bad rap. My son does play football; it's his favorite sport.
Mhm.
He also plays lacrosse
Nice.
and basketball and track and field. So he's an athlete, which is fantastic to watch. But yeah, it's right now for me, if I have free time, which is far and few between, I would like to get out on the golf course and swing the clubs with a couple of the guys. It's always a good time, relaxing.
Awesome, awesome. I'm a lacrosse guy as well, so me and your son will
Yeah,
get
that's right.
along
You
great.
told me you
Yeah,
played in
yeah,
college,
yeah.
right?
Yep, yep, yep. I'm a lacrosse guy myself. Super competitive too. I don't like to lose. So like even if
So
we're playing
you
Monopoly,
won't like golf.
yeah,
Golf.
yes, I played a few times and it just gets very
Yes,
frustrating.
it does.
And yeah, especially when you're hitting it and it goes the other way and you're
Right.
trying to make it go straight. So yeah. But yeah, great stuff, great stuff. Any so what else? Let's do the speed round. You know what? I think you're ready for the speed round.
Speed round. Wow.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna get the thing
Ready.
queued up. You're ready for the speed round. So we're gonna dive into
What are the
these are
rules?
short.
Are there rules?
There are no rules. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. So yeah, I mean, basically, I'm gonna give you short, quick questions, and whatever first thing comes to mind, yeah, it's rapid fire. So, are you ready for the speed round?
Ready as ever.
All right, here we go. We'll start easy. Favorite food?
Pizza.
All right. First concert, best concert.
It was a doozy. My first concert was Billy Joel about 2 years ago.
Nice.
Ever. And that was actually the only other concert I went to was Def Leppard after that. So I hadn't gone to a concert until I was like 45. So
Those are 2 good ones. Those are 2 good ones. How about favorite movie?
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
NASCAR.
guess I'll walk that back because I just he's fallen out of favor. But yeah, Days of Thunder, and then right after that is Top Gun. So
Are you ready for Top Gun 2?
Absolutely.
I mean, we have to pause this. We'll come back. We'll come back to the ticker. Are you ready for Top Gun 2?
Absolutely. I think it's long overdue.
Yes. So Top Gun's one of my favorite movies as well. I don't know if you know this, but like, I don't know, it was like 5-10 years ago. They had like the 20-year anniversary or whatever of Top Gun, and they had it in IMAX 3D.
No kidding.
Yes, I went there at Garden State Mall, IMAX 3D. I was pumped. I was going to see because like I had Top Gun in a laser disc. You know the laser disc?
Right.
My father got laser disc before DVDs came out. It was supposed to be like the next big thing. It flopped. No one knows what a laser disc is. And then DVDs came out. So like we had like 5 or 10 of these laser discs. And Top Gun was my favorite. Jurassic Park we had, Gladiator. So I go IMAX 3D Top Gun. I was the only person. There was like 3 people in the theater. I was like sitting there right in the middle, like ready for it. It was great. It was awesome.
I would pay a bunch to see it.
They should do that. They should do that right before they kick off the next Top Gun movie, which comes out like in like 2 weeks.
Is it really?
Yeah, I already got tickets.
Oh, that's
you gotta get your tickets.
I gotta do it.
So I got the Fandango app, and it notifies me as soon as tickets go out on the market, especially now. Like some of these movies, I don't know if you're like, a Marvel guy, but these Marvel movies come out, like they're sold out instantly. You can't get tickets the first weekend. So I got an app and I get to see all the movies as soon as they come out. But Top Gun's coming out. Make sure you get your tickets.
I will do.
Back to the speed round. Favorite TV show?
I don't watch a whole lot of TV.
All right.
I don't. I used to watch some of the news, and that became sort of like reality TV as well.
True.
I really don't do a lot of watching TV.
All right. How about do you stream anything? Netflix? Nothing?
Listen,
No binge watching?
I watch a couple of these podcasts online, Joe Rogan,
Nice.
Jordan Peterson, stuff like that. That's fine. I find it interesting
Mhm.
in small segments. I don't have a lot of time to watch TV, but
Nice.
when I do, I'll surf around a little bit.
All right. Favorite music? Favorite song? Artist?
I just like good music, and
Nice.
I just all genres are in play. If it sounds good, gives me a good vibe, I love it.
Cool. Favorite color?
Blue.
Nice. You made it through the speed round. You made it through the speed round. So how about any hobbies? Anything else you want to share? That's not LeTip. That's not work related. What do you like to do? What is Tom Robbins doing on the weekends?
Well, I tell you, with 3 kids, school age kids, there is not a whole lot of time between work and that, which is great. This is our choice. We have three beautiful kids, Riley, Olivia, Sean, and by the way, Riley R. Olivia O. Sean S. is the acronym.
Wow.
So it's Ross Electric. Is an acronym for
nicely done.
And the idea being that one, I didn't want to have my name like Tom Robbins Electric. Two, it just give me sort of a North Star. Something that gets me up every day while I work and do what I do. So that's how it all came about. But so Olivia, she's a junior in high school.
Nice.
She's doing fantastic. She's a great girl. Olivia, my daughter, she's a competitive gymnast. She just got 8th place in the Eastern National Gymnastics tournament.
Wow.
Level 8. So I'm extraordinarily proud of her. Sean is just a bang up athlete. Just you put a stick or a ball in this kid's hand and he figures it out quickly. So just watching them is sort of a hobby of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, like I said, if I have a little time, get out and play 18. I'll take 9. That's always a good way, just kick back.
Kick back. A little R&R.
Spend some time with the wife too.
Like it. So we definitely want people to check you out. What's the best way to get in contact with you?
So obviously you can give us a call at our number. Look us up on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Our website is rosselectricllc.com, where that goes to some of the different services we have, and you can definitely reach us through that. We have a form that, so you can either give us a call, email us.
There you go.
To
This
the
website.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great stuff. So some people might be, this is the first contact they have with an electrician. Maybe give your approach and what makes you guys, better, different, or about.
Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously, our years of experience is a big boon for you. Obviously, we have what's called speed to market. So we turn, opportunities around quickly. People are busy themselves, right? And so when they have a need, specifically an electrical need, it's typically a little higher up on the priority list. So, real responsive turnaround. Obviously, we have girls in the office that are answering the phone, throughout the normal business hours. But if they can't, they can always reach us on an emergency line, and we get back to people. We show up on time when we tell you we're going to show there. It's ironically, that's a competitive advantage in our market.
Yeah.
Because, all too often it's these mom and pop, guys, which are great, but they're working all day and then they're getting back to people at night and sometimes and all that stuff. So we're just a little bit more responsive, more professional, more organized. All our guys are trained on what they do, and we have a lot of protocols to make sure that it goes very well.
Yeah, you're an actual business. A lot of times, I see it all the time. I got clients in real estate and contractors. People just buy a truck and all of a sudden they're a contractor or electrician or plumber or whatever.
A truck and a shoebox.
Yeah, truck and a shoebox.
A truck and then a shoebox just for all the receipts.
Is there any more industry jokes? If you want to share, nothing has to be bad, but I'm sure there's some industry jokes because, I see some of the people that show up to jobs and I'm like, who hired you? Like you're not a real business.
Well, like I said, obviously we live in a land of the free, and there's a lot of opportunity. And you know what? I started out that way too, right? So I'm not sitting here trying to disparage anybody. And that's not my intention. Everyone's gonna start out somewhere, but we've developed our skill. and our systems and how we present our product, which is basically the offering and servicing of electrical work. And I take it a step further. I look at us as problem solvers.
Mm-hmm.
We happen to solve electrical problems, but so when people have issues, they call us. We're readily available. We call them back. We show up when we tell you you're going to show up, and the problem solved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can attest. Tom Robbins is the best. He shows up, problem solved, and it's done the right way. You don't have to worry about, knock on wood, the place blowing up. So great stuff. Last chance. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put them in the comments section. We'll answer them live. Tom, anything else? Anything else you want to share with our viewers at home?
No, just we're really excited about the future. We've done tremendously well through the pandemic. Out of all things, we're one of the more essential services, and so our business has seen a spike in business as a result. Once we got through the initial surge, and so we're really thankful for that. We've had a fantastic 2 years in light of all that we've gone through. It seems that we're turning the corner, which is a fantastic thing to see, and we're just really excited about the future.
Awesome. Great stuff. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Any questions for me? Any questions for the people at home? Last chance. But thank you so much for joining us and hanging out. And we get to learn more about Tom Robbins one more time. Go to rosselectricllc.com. You definitely want to trust your electrical work with him because they're the best. Long story short. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time on LeTip Live.